now at America Trends. You never know what might happen on the break that'll have me laughing so hard my jaw in my lap and I have to push it back up. We only talk about what your social media says is trending. So we'll try to get right back to that. Hillary Clinton trending today. Fox News has reported that some of Hillary Clinton's emails on her homebrew server contained information so secret that senior lawmakers who oversee the State Department can't even read them without fulfilling additional security requirements. You can't make this stuff up. But Hillary, like everything, brushed it off. She brushed off these claims as she continues to plummet in the polls. And Bernie Sanders now holds a commanding lead in New Hampshire. Here to discuss political, just brainchild, really. Barry Nussbaum, Barry, welcome back to the show.
You're too kind.
I can't believe this. She is getting, if this were a Republican, if this were Mitt Romney or John McCain, it wouldn't matter who, God forbid it were any of our presidential candidates right now, they would be so yesterday's news it would make your head spin.
Well, look what they did to General Petraeus for only a few emails, Dr. Gina, that were not compromised in any major fashion, and he was demoted and literally ridiculed in the public square, and his Army career ended. There is speculation that there are hundreds and hundreds of these emails now, and as you just mentioned, not just classified, there's secret, there's top secret, and then there's above top secret, which they classify as SAP, Special Application Protocol.
But this endangered people's lives.
Oh, this very well could be a situation where the rumors are the North Koreans, the Russians, and the Chinese had access to this private server that sat in a closet in somebody's apartment in Colorado with no firewall, with no encryption, that anybody could have hacked into, and there are hundreds of these emails that have top secret information on it.
But what are the chances that this already corrupt administration, who prosecutes their enemies and hides and protects their friends, what are the chances that Hillary's going to even end up in any real trouble for this?
You know what? I've got a really weird theory. Just follow me for a second.
Okay.
I would have said 2 weeks ago that an indictment was absolutely certain. The FBI is pushing hard. There's a special investigation right now. There's an IG on it right now who has come out with the fact that he can't even see the above top secret emails because they're so super classified, and they were apparently open to anybody with a third-grade hacker mentality. However, look what's happened in the last couple of weeks. Every single time Hillary Clinton's been asked to talk about Obama's policies, and especially the Iran deal, immigration, and social programs, I am going to follow Obama on everything. Everything he's done is terrific. I'm going to continue his administration. I almost feel like the kissing up has gotten nuclear just because she knows she's at tremendous risk.
Or she's cut a deal.
And you know what? That very well could have happened because everybody knows there's no love lost between them, especially from Obama to Hillary, based on what happened in their previous election contest between them. And now all of a sudden, Hillary is President Obama's biggest fan. I wonder why. The FBI is going to ask for an indictment. The Justice Department may step on it. It is Obama's Justice Department.
Absolutely.
And what happens to the Democrats if their leading candidate, who's way out in front in the polls nationally, forget New Hampshire, I think that's an anomaly, she's way out in front. What happens if there's 50, 60, 70, 100 emails that violated her NDA that she was not allowed to disclose are found to be disclosed? And then the Obama administration's Justice Department says, we're going to put the investigation on hold. Or he pardons. Then what?
It's going to just get so interesting.
It's going to be so bizarre by the summer. There could be an indictment as early as the next month. The Inspector General has come out and said, this stuff is so secret and so classified. And what's really interesting is Hillary came out today on the campaign trail and said, it was never classified when it was on my servers, therefore I'm not at fault. The law is completely different. The law says it's either classified, could have been classified, should have been classified, and the person who has that on their email server should have known. And everybody is saying, of course she should have known. This is the most top secret information of the United States government that she had on a server that a fifth grader could break into.
She's either stupid, which no one's going to buy, or she just didn't care that she was endangering Americans' lives. I mean, it makes you go back to that whole comment about Benghazi. What difference does it make that she said?
Well, the Inspector General did say that the State Department, as early as 9 years ago, said to her she must have a classified server. She must have a classified, encrypted BlackBerry. And you know what she said? No.
Yeah.
So they never okayed the fact that she didn't, because keep in mind, the head of the State Department is the Secretary of State. Right. So who's higher than her? Right. Nobody. It's her business to run that department. So nobody did anything.
Do Democrat voters care about this, though, Barry?
Honestly, no. It shocks me, but no. And it doesn't seem to be beating on her numbers the way it should be. Although I think it does add up to the "we don't trust her" mentality.
Right.
That even
and everybody knows she's a liar.
A lot of moderates have that now.
And maybe even justifies part of Bernie's explosive support among young people who've kind of watched this whole thing go down. But also you have this woman who's supposed to be the running for the women. I mean, she's supposed to be the women's president. And then she never did anything ever to defend any of the women who were violated by her own husband. And in fact, it sounds like she intimidated them. She personally threatened them, even in one case killed a pet. God only knows what all happened there. And do voters care about that? Do her voters care about that?
I think there's a 1, 2, 3 punch. There's Benghazi, that's out.
Yeah.
There's the emails that now people are really starting to understand. And the third is the cover-up of all of Bill Clinton's not only just affairs that were consensual, but the assaults on women, the possible rapes on women. And the chief enforcer to shut up the women was Hillary. And that story's coming out now. And it's not just a few. It's a lot. I think the 1, 2, 3 punch by summer is going to be really, really a big deal.
So what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Are Hillary's numbers going to plummet? Because if her voters don't care about anything other than the free stuff they're getting, then are they going to care, and are they going to respond to that? And if the DNC starts to perceive a problem, what are they going to do?
Here's my prediction.
Yes.
As I've said numerous times, Bernie would never be elected anything in a national office. He's so far to the left, he's almost falling off the planet. He could run for something in the Soviet Union if it were still here, or communist Cuba if it was still around. Having said that, there's no alternative to Hillary. So the real dyed-in-the-woods Democrats are going to stick with her, but the middle of the electorate that has to go left or right to decide the next president of the United States is going to move to the right because they've had it with her. And that's the group that's going to decide the next election. Not the registered Democrats, not the registered Republicans, that huge, right now, uncommitted, I don't know who I want block. They're going to say enough's enough. I've heard too much. I don't trust her anymore. And when that happens, those numbers in the general are going to move to the right, to whomever the Republicans have running. That's my prediction.
All right. Well, it's going to be exciting to watch. That much is for sure. Thanks so much for being with us, Barry. Coming up next is our rapid fire round with Brittany Pounders. But first, check out this trending video burning up the web today that gives us a first look at a movie that Barry is super excited about, Wonder Woman.
Greek mythology, she was born